Welcome to the next episode of the Iowa Girls Wrestling Stories podcast, and now partnered with Chain Wrestling. Today, I'm excited to have two sisters from Osage, like Jason Lloyd and I like to say, members of the Green Mafia. We have Gable and Ainsely Hemann. How are both of you doing today?
Good. Great.
Good. How was the holiday?
Pretty good. Didn't really get a break. We wrestled every day, but that's okay. That's when you get better.
Yeah, and did Santa treat you pretty well?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Good. Got everything you asked for?
I think so, yeah.
Good.
Pretty
Do you have
spoiled.
one of those? Do you have one of those elves on the shelf?
Yep. Yes, we
Do
do.
you? Hmm.
Yep.
Is that fun?
For sure, for sure.
Very, very good. We do not, but I guess I have grandkids and they have it at their house, so I don't have to worry about that elf
Gotcha.
on the shelf thing. So, I was going to start just by talking about I just got online at chainwrestling.co and I ordered myself the Gable Heman shirt because I thought it looked kind of like a superhero shirt. So how did that all come about that you got on the with chain wrestling?
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Joel Devine, he kind of modeled for them, and he's really close with Grant, and he was like, "Yeah, I could totally reach out to him and hook you up." And I was like, "That'd be sick."
Yeah.
So he reached out to him, and then this was like last spring, and then he got a hold of me. Grant got a hold of me this fall, and we set it up, and it was kind of a slow process, but it was pretty cool because Blake's doing it too, so it's like two Osage kids, and yeah, it's cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's neat. I had a different story. I was actually had bought some of my own transfers and was putting them on shirts, and I was like, "This is stupid." So I got a hold of them and said, "Hey, you want to do this for me?" And they said, "Sure." So we
Gotcha,
we
that's cool.
partnered up a little bit. So, you wrestle for Osage, which is actually something that you know I'm trying to model our kind of the way we do our program similar to Osage, honestly. I know Osage is a huge storied program, and what I like about it is when you walk into a tournament and you have the O on your chest, people know that they're in for a tough match. So that's why I've switched instead of doing all kinds of crazy stuff and different designs. We just use the R with the claw mark on it, and Ridgey for girls wrestling is kind of known for some scrappy matches and stuff. Maybe not on the guys' side so much, but on the girls' side. So I do take a lot from that Osage program. And Osage has had some really good tradition in girls wrestling. The first one I remember, and I got to be pretty good friends with her was Emma Grimm was pretty fun to give a hard time to. And then Chloe, she went to Grandview. She wrestled with Shay and all those guys, and that was I really got to know her well. And Jalen Goodall, she's at Simpson, and last time I saw her, her cauliflower ear was super and spot
Oh
on.
yeah.
So
Yep.
so so what's it like to wrestle for such a storied program?
I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have those girls pave a path for me. I wrestled with them since I was in seventh grade, and um, it's nice to have people to look up to. In my opinion, I don't think that many other programs have something like that. So,
No, not a lot, not a lot. And yours is, definitely leading the way. Um, your little sister's sitting behind you, and so how long have you been wrestling, Ainsley?
I've been wrestling since fourth, fifth grade ish. Yeah, we started
Gotcha.
wrestling the same year. Yeah,
Same year. Gotcha.
yeah.
So I'm a younger brother. I'm the baby of the family. You got there's I don't know how many different Heman girls are there. How many are there?
There's three girls and a boy.
Three girl. Okay. So, and it was a really big deal the day that I actually beat my older brother wrestling. It was actually probably one of the coolest days I've ever had. So, what's it like to have an older sister on the team?
It's amazing. Like just getting to look up to her and her teaching me things and just being partners together. It's good.
Do you partner every day in practice?
No.
No,
I'm a
not
little
every
bigger
day.
than her. A little bigger than her. We have enough
So,
girls on our team that she can have a partner that's her size. Yeah.
gotcha. So when you are partnered up though, does it get a little scrappy maybe
Yeah. Yep.
sometimes?
Yep. That's
Cool.
actually how she got hurt and couldn't go far.
Because Was that a scrapping on the wrestling mat, or was that in the living room?
It was on the
On the
wrestling
wrestling
mat
mat.
It was
on
on
my
the wrestling
birthday.
mat. Oh man,
It was a hard week in the human household,
I
but
I bet so. I bet it was. So, having sibling on the team, and the other thing you guys have is dad's in your corner.
Mhm.
What's it like to have dad in the corner all the time, and have somebody there very close to you, and then you can also talk about things at home. Is that a good thing?
yeah, I
I
think it's
think so.
awesome. He
Perfect.
started as an assistant coach, and then he kind of got it just handed to him, and he he just kind of ran with it. And he's a very good coach, best coach I've ever had. I trust him, and I like to actually be his partner. Feels like I get a lot accomplished, you know. I think he gets me wrestling, and I think he gets Ainsley wrestling. Um, he cares a lot, and I think that goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the last 3 or 4 years. I've gotten to know your dad pretty well. Great guy, does a lot for the sport and does a lot for Osage, but does a lot for girls wrestling just in Iowa. So that's really cool. Yeah, I've talked to several girls. Well, and we had Tatum had her dad coached, on a team, and she
Mhm.
absolutely loved having dad as a coach too. I think everybody kind of does. I think the dads kind of know maybe when to step back a little bit. You know,
I
uh,
agree.
they know when not to push, but they also know what they can get out of you. So that's really cool. I noticed this last year, Osage kind of partnered up with Mason City in the off season. What was it like to have that partnership? Because that's another great program that's doing well.
Yeah, it's sick. The Phillips sisters, we got to be their partners, and
Piper and
it's
Layla.
actually kind of cool. Kind of brought both teams together. Us, the two sisters, did.
Yep.
Um, we started a little club, the
NIWC.
NIWC North Iowa Wrestling Club, and we'd come to Osage and come to Mason, switch on and off. Um, all the Mason City girls are have the same mentality of wanting to get better as me and Ainsley
Yeah.
and the rest of our team. So it's pretty cool. Coach Phillips has a lot to do with that program, and him and my dad are like a lot alike,
Yeah.
and great minds think alike, and can do great things. So
Yeah, Jake's a fun guy he's kind of funny. I like kidding
yeah.
around with him and stuff. And they're doing a great job. Mason City's another, just that whole area. You guys are doing fantastic things. A couple others that I got to be pretty good friends with over the years, Thatcher and Theron. Um, what's it like to have all those guys in the room?
It's pretty cool. The three brothers are always in the room: Trent, Theron, and Thatcher. Theron's actually coaching at North Butler, but he comes to a lot of
Oh, is he?
off-season stuff, and he comes to open rooms here in Osage. Thatcher's helped us in the preseason, and then he's coaching the boys side, but he comes to every practice, and it's really cool. They have a way of like making you love the sport a little bit more, and I think it's pretty cool to have him in there.
Yeah.
Do either of you have him for as a teacher?
No.
I haven't.
Ainsley, have you
You have,
had him? I had him in middle school, but
I
that's
because
it.
think he's pretty
that
laid
that
back.
guy that guy like bleeds green. He's got everything
Oh yeah.
Osage in it. Is his
Oh
is,
Hmm.
is
yeah.
his
Yeah.
room is his room just all Osaged out?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got like three Osage flags. Crazy.
He's pretty good dude, pretty good dude. So
Mhm.
let's see where we're at right now. So most of the year, Gable, I noticed you've been wrestling at 115, but you did make the drop down to 110. Was that at Battle of Waterloo?
Yeah, when we got our
And
2 pounds, it was like, heck yeah, let's
yep,
go now.
time to go. And right now you're ranked number one at 110. I don't know, were you ranked previously at 115? I don't even know if they
Yeah, I
ranked you there
was.
before. Were you number two
Mhm.
at 115?
Yep, I
That's kind of what I
was.
thought. Plan to stay at 110? Is that the plan
Yes,
while we're
I
down
think
there?
that's the
Nice.
plan.
26 and 1 right now. So that's pretty solid record. One loss. Lauren
Mhm.
Witt, 3-2.
Yep.
Close match. Will you get an opportunity to wrestle Lauren again?
I don't know. I don't think she'll be going down, and I don't think I'll be going back up. I was really small
Oh,
there,
you're
and
right. That was at 115. You're right.
that was at 115.
Yeah.
But I would love another match with her. She's a very good competitor, and has got a lot of moves, and we're very different wrestlers, and it's good to
Uh-huh.
see. So she goes to my club too, so I get to see her a lot. And
Yeah, no, I like Lauren. She's a good kid. And
Mhm.
Ainsley right now ranked number 2 as a freshman.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. Um, 20-2, and it's really crazy because the two losses you've also avenged those losses. So there's
yeah,
been a split there.
hmm
Um, and that also is your regional, and which
yeah.
is, I actually just got done talking to Kennedy and Kennedy Bachman and Mackenzie Bachman too.
Mhm.
And, someone, two really good wrestlers, if they both stay at 100, are not going to go to state. And
Yeah.
that's kind of a sad thing. I have a feeling you'll see some movement in the weights. I think maybe more than just that weight. But yeah, that's probably the toughest regional I've seen is the Osage regional. It is crazy and stuff. But that's
hmm
what, that's part of the sport. We talked a little bit with them about January. What are you looking forward to in January? What are the big jumps you're going to try to make in January, and how are you going to get to peak at the right time?
A lot of what our Osage girls team talks about is the mentality, and I think that plays a really big role in my success and her success and our whole team's success. Um, Personally, I don't think it matters who's gonna come to Osage and wrestle because we're making it to state either way. Um, I think that it's kind of like gives you a little chip on your shoulder too. Like they're coming to our house, you know.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what we've been telling ourselves, and I think that'll get us
Yeah.
Oh
places.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. They got to come into your house. You're gonna get, you're gonna know the scale. You're gonna know, you're gonna feel comfortable. You probably get to practice. Do your warm up separate from everybody else. I know I would definitely warm up separate from everybody else. Kind of have that own little space. So kind of that home field advantage is kind of nice. Even in wrestling, it's nice to have that. Um, so Ainsley, I don't know you as well as Gable. So how is this freshman year gone for you? Are you really enjoying it? Or
Yes, I
what's
am. I think after my losses, I've learned to embrace the process a little bit more and love the sport a little bit more. And just like learning from is making me such a better wrestler and helps me to be
that's
where I am today.
yeah, that's really good stuff to say. A lot of times people focus so much on wins and losses and not they're so worried about outcomes and not the process, which you were talking about, and not getting to that point where we're better. Because obviously we can beat somebody that's not as good as us, and we don't really learn anything from that, or we get sloppy in those matches sometimes. So, being able to stay on goal, on task, on process, that's really important things to do. So it sounds like you guys are definitely on track for a good January and a good regional. Um, being in a small school, and I coach at small schools too. I'm sure you're involved in other activities. What else do you do besides wrestle?
We both play softball. Ainsley runs
I
track and plays volleyball so
Yeah.
far. Um, I think it's kind of cool that we get to be involved in different sports. Um, Softball, I care a lot about softball actually. It's up there with wrestling, believe it or not. But my dad's also my softball coach, so I've been able to do some off-season stuff in the past. But this past year, it kind of prevented me from doing some like Fargo. I didn't get to go this past year. I didn't get to go to Disney Hills this last year just because I was on varsity and
Yep.
I got really close with my team. But that's my other sport is softball.
Yeah.
and I play volleyball and track and softball too.
Nice.
And softball's also up there with wrestling.
Gotcha. So what are you, volleyball, what are you? What position?
A setter.
Setter?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, when I was in college, I played a little club ball, not and it was actual rules and stuff. We didn't just slap the ball over. And I was also a setter. You probably don't know. I'm really tall, like 5'6". So, I was never that big outside hitter or anything like that. So I had to set and be in the back row most of the time. What do you do in track? Are you a sprinter?
Yeah, sprints.
Sprints. I've noticed wrestlers don't like to do distance that often.
No.
They're usually sprinters.
No
And
thanks.
softball's great. Tatum Shepard, she that was her sport too. I never could get her to do any summer wrestling at all because it was always softball. And then in the fall, it was always battling with fall ball, and in the spring, it was always spring ball. Do you play all the different seasons in softball also?
Yeah, we
Travel
have a
team?
fall ball league, and I don't do any spring, but I'm not that into softball as some. Tatum's doing pretty well in softball college, right? College
Yeah.
softball.
Yeah, she's gotta do I think she's got
Good
to
for
pitch a
her.
little bit already, and I think she's hit a couple home runs already in their fall
That's
stuff.
awesome.
So yeah,
Impressive.
no, it's a fun. I got to see her when she's back. Um, first thing she said to me is I gained my freshman 30 and stuff, but it's mostly muscle. I'm telling you, that kid
Yeah,
is thick. Oh my God, she's like spends 4 hours a day in the weight room. It is nuts to see how big that kid has gotten. She is so strong.
that's awesome.
Um, well, now, we just brought up college. Are there any college expectations for you, Gable? Are you looking at some colleges? And
Yeah,
you don't have to say what you're leaning to, but maybe where you're thinking about going to look.
I've done a couple visits. I went to Upper Iowa and Wartburg. Really liked Wartburg. I like their program. I like what they're doing with their program, and I also am very interested in William Penn.
Hmm.
Um, I'm still not positive if I want to wrestle or not in college yet, but um, I think that I'm going to cross that bridge when I get there, which is
Yeah,
not
no,
the
I
best way to go about it, but I think that's my way going about it right now.
I think
So,
I think that's a good way to look at it. And from talking to several girls this last year, make sure you're making multiple visits to the schools and not just that first initial visit. I think everybody goes, "Oh, I love this place. I love this place." But, you might want to spend some time with the teams. If maybe you're thinking about softball too or something different, spend time and looking and stuff. And Ainsley, I know it's a long ways off. Or it seems like a long ways off, but Gabe will tell you it goes quick. It's amazing how fast those 4 years go. Are you
mhm.
thinking about college yet at this point?
Oh, I have no idea.
I have no idea. Are
No.
are I'm gonna guess that our grades are pretty good for both of you,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
so you can probably look at any school. Any idea what you want to be when you get done with
No,
college?
actually,
Absolutely
and
no idea.
that's kind of another factor that I'm just like, I don't know. I really wanted to be a vet, but I think that that's out of the picture. It's just so much school and money,
It's
and
a
I don't
it's a
know.
lot of years of
But
school, a lot of years.
yeah.
Don't feel bad. I'm 55 and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So, it's all right. Any idea for you yet, Ainsley? Any
No.
any inkling? No clue at all.
No.
That's all right, and that's okay. I don't think I'd had a clue at that age. I still, like I said, I still don't know where I'm at. Um, I've kind of pulled up some of your last couple of years' accomplishments. You gave a three-time finalist. That's awesome. A lot of people probably would kill for that to be, in the finals three times. I'm sure you're looking for one more step up this year, but your losses are to Jillian, Katie, and Jasmine. So, some of the top girls in the state along with yourself. But we'll hope to see you in the finals and hope to see maybe that on top of the podium this year. But you've done really well also outside of the girls union. Um, 2023, got first at AAU State, beat Harley Tobin, who Harley's a good friend of mine, and she's such a fun girl to be around. And then you got second last year, and was that
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Yes, I remember
Yep.
watching that match. It was a good match. It was fun to watch. And
That's a
then
good.
yeah, it
It was
was it
fun
was
to be.
real.
It was fun
It
to wrestle.
was.
I
I
loved
bet it
it.
was. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like you shied away from any competition and stuff. You've wrestled the absolute best girls in the state, and that's just that's sometimes we just don't quite hit that one. But this could be your year. I know it's going to be your year. And Ainsley, you got second the last 2 years at AAU State, and I don't think I know the girl she's from Indianola. And I,
Yeah.
I believe she's ranked about sixth or seventh at 2A, but I think she's up a little higher. I think she's like a 110 maybe somewhere in there.
She's 105.
Is she
105.
105? Okay,
It's
I
Sierra
105.
Becker and
yeah, I
then
believe
her.
she's behind Sierra Becker, so
Gotcha. Gotcha. I kind of checked that up. And then some other things that you've done, like say you didn't get to go to Fargo last year, but you've been up to Fargo.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the tournament like to be? I've been there one time, and it's a crazy tournament. So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on Fargo?
Um, It's something. It's really cool to see and be there. And I think one of the best experiences is the camp itself and getting chances to wrestle like the Iowa girls.
Hmm.
And then it's a whole different story when you get down there. It's not my favorite tournament, I'll be honest. I never compete at my best, and I'm not really sure why. Um, I think it's just kind of midsummer. I'm just not really prepared personally, and then I go up there and I'm kind of intimidated by it because it's such a big like the atmosphere is so like intense. Um,
Yeah.
my first year, I didn't get like I got like 2 hours of sleep for the tournament. I was so nervous, and then the next year I felt ready and just didn't do how I wanted to do. So.
Well, that's, playing softball and then also being,
Hmm.
so you're not in wrestling every day. A lot of people going there are in, wrestling all
Right.
the time. Uh, you probably don't do a ton of freestyle. That's,
Not a ton, but I do love it. I
yeah,
think it's better.
freestyle's fun. I know I love freestyle. It is a fun thing. What do you think about freestyle, Ainsley?
Oh, it's my favorite. I like it better than
Do,
folk style.
do you? Is it
Yeah.
is it the not having to get out of bottom?
Personally, no, but a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a little bit easier and not like easier, but like
What? No,
it's so different.
yeah, it's exposure instead of control.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's kind of, and there's so
That
much
does
there's
catch me.
I'm kind of a fun I like to be a fun wrestler too. So, just all the different throws you can do, the different
Hmm.
I'm an arm throw guy, so
Me
I
too.
like that. I think they're fun. I love a good leg lace, and you can finish a
Mhm.
match up so quick. You
Yes.
get a lace in and you're done. 30-second matches. In the summer, I'm really into 30-second matches. I don't want to wrestle any longer than I have to.
Right, right. I feel you.
Both of you wrestled Twin River duels. I know, Gable, you've done it quite a while, and I'm sure Ainsley, you probably have too. I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
got an opportunity to wrestle. What's your experience like at Twin Rivers? Because that's one of my favorite tournaments of the year.
Me too.
Just
Me
I
too.
think it's one of the funnest. So, what's your experience at Twin River duels?
I've been on an Iowa team most of my years. I think I've been. I was on a couple Grandview teams. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
It's a really cool tournament, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger, and I love it. I like to see the growth. Last year we had our own our club team. We had a Mason
yep,
City and North Iowa girls wrestling team, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, to wrestle kind of with your teammates and the people you've been working so hard with the whole spring. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wrestled on Team Iowa. I wrestled for Team Iowa for 2 years, and then I wrestled for NIWC last year. And I think wrestling for Team Iowa, it's just so cool meeting the new girls and making new friends and stuff like that. And yeah, just seeing new people.
That's why I like that tournament so much because I really enjoy getting to know a lot more people. And my role's changed a little bit. I don't get a coach much anymore at that, but it's fun to meet everybody. I don't know if you heard, this year it's actually split away from the boys 100%. So
That's
it'll be at
awesome.
yeah, it'll be at
Cool.
Recplex, and I don't know if you've ever been to the Recplex
Yeah,
before, but
Yeah.
it was there one
the
year. Yeah.
yeah, the soccer field and stuff. So it'll be there. Planning on 30 mats right now. And I know, last I heard, a couple teams from Washington State had committed. So the reach is getting a little bit farther and stuff. So should be hopefully close to, in total, 100 teams this year, which would be really,
Cool. That's
really
sick.
fun. Yeah, real fun. Um, like you said, you didn't get to do much. You didn't get to go to Scholastic duels or Disney duels. But what was your experience like going down to Florida? What did you go twice or just once? I'm trying to remember.
Twice. I went
Twice.
twice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. I loved it. It was fun. Just like be on teams with girls that have the same like goal, and then after you're done wrestling, it's like you get to have fun with those girls that you just scrapped with. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool, and um, the environment's really cool. I love all the coaches. Made me feel so welcome, and um,
Your
make weight
freshman
one.
year, your freshman year coaches were probably your best ones ever, though, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So,
But
Ainsley, what do you think? You think you might want to go down to Florida sometime with the Iowa girls or not?
Yeah. Yeah. I think would be a really cool experience and just different from anything I've ever done.
I talked
Oh,
to Carrie
cool.
about it, and I want to go with her, but
Oh,
kind of want to do some coaching or something. So
really? Like
yeah,
to do some coaching? Is that Collins in the back there?
yeah, it is.
Well, get her up
Yes.
here. I want to ask her about her elbow.
Thanks. Come here. Come here.
How's your elbow doing?
Better.
Good.
It's all better.
How long did that take to heal up?
Like from September. Wait, get out of here. Sorry, it's
Very
crazy in
nice.
here.
Well, yeah, it's a crazy household, I'm sure, but
Oh
that's all
yeah.
right. Are you so like I told Ainsley this, but you're the youngest one, and I was the baby of the family, and the coolest day I ever had was beating my older brother wrestling. Are you getting pretty close to being able to take these two down yet? She's saying
No.
yes. You guys are saying no. I
We
don't know.
actually
I'm
went
gonna
to the high school practice today. Still
nice.
scrapping. So
What'd you think about the high school practice?
they're fun.
It was fun.
He actually has to work hard. I
I'm guessing it won't be very long, and you'll be whooping both of them.
don't know about that one.
I don't know. You never sleep on that young one. That's how it is. Um, I think is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into just some different questions about not necessarily things that are wrestling. They might come back around to wrestling because kind of everything evolves around wrestling anyway. But
Oh yeah.
we'll start with some easy ones. So what's your favorite color? I'm gonna guess being from Osage, I can maybe guess, but go ahead. What's your favorite color, Gable?
Blue. There.
Blue. Man. All right.
Mine's actually pink.
Pink. See, I've actually been converted over this last year. I absolutely hated pink until last year, and this year I've bought a lot of pink stuff. So I've got a pair of pink shoes. I think I get to see you guys in 2 weeks at Ogden. Are you guys
Yep.
you wrestle?
Yep.
Yep. That's what I thought
Yes.
so. Yeah, so you get
16th,
to check
right?
out what was that?
Is it the 16th, I think?
I think so.
Something
That's
like
why I
that.
love that. That's a fun tournament. I've been
It
going to
is.
Ogden since it was the very first girls meet when there was 11 girls that time. Yeah,
That's
it was.
awesome.
So I've been at every single one. No, I missed one because I coached the boys that one year and stuff. So I had to miss one of the Ogden meets. But yeah, no, I love that one. And Jesse puts on such a good tournament there. And so I'm excited. And I get to see Osage girls. That's awesome.
Can't wait to see you.
Um, I know it. So in the Heman household, do we have a lot of pets?
Got a cat? I don't know.
Got a
You may have
cat?
seen her before on the Osage wrestling page, and we have a dog.
Nice. So if you had your choice of favorite or not favorite pet, if you could have any pet you wanted, what pet would that be?
I don't know if it's considered a pet, but I would have another horse.
You'd have another horse. Well, I
Yeah,
think that would probably be considered. How about you, Ainsley?
Another dog.
Another dog. You're a dog. See, I'm a dog person too. What kind of dog would you get? If you could get any kind of dog in the world, what would you get?
An Australian Shepherd.
Australian? That's a smart dog. I
that's
do
what we
not
have
have smart
right
dogs. Yeah,
now. Have one.
I have Baxter the pug, and he's a little goofy, but he runs the household. And then I got Bella, who is an American bully, and actually complete opposite side. She weighs about 80 pounds, he weighs about 20, but he runs the household. It's kind of crazy to see that. But so, well, do you do like barrel racing or anything with horses?
I show at fair, but that's about it. I go to
Just
a
show it
couple
fair.
fun shows. I just kind of ride other people's horses. I have a horse, but he's a kill pen horse. I just saved him, and he's kind of just fat and happy.
Fat and happy. Well, that's all right. Nothing
Yep,
wrong with being fat and happy. That's how I describe myself most of the time.
me
So.
too. Off season, heck yeah.
That's the only way to be. So, what's your favorite movie?
You go first. I gotta think about
Uh,
this.
I don't watch TV much.
Do you
I
you
got a
have you ever
favorite show:
you got a favorite show? What's your favorite show?
Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
I've watched a ton of Law and Order. Is it still new episodes now? Because I haven't watched
I
for
think
quite a
they're
while.
still making them.
Man,
There's
I've
like,
been watching that since my kids were little, and I think they were. Well, my oldest is going to be 30 this year, so that show's been on forever.
mm-mm.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'll give you that. You don't watch so Ainsley, you don't watch anything at all.
Not really.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the next. Do you
Love
watch
Island.
any
Love Island.
Love Island? I've watched some Love Island. It's I've watched Love Island UK. Not I've watched
Okay.
that on YouTube. I think I like the British voice more than the American stuff. So, um, since we're talking about this, and this is where I would give you suggestions to start. But do you ever watch any cartoons?
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. Oh my God, it's all I watch anymore is cartoons. So your job is between now and Ogden. I need you to start watching Bluey.
Oh my
My
goodness.
friend
And
watches Bluey.
we'll have a conversation about Bluey and what our favorite Bluey episodes are. That'll keep your mind off of a finals match or something like that.
All right, all right.
Okay. So we're gonna hop in the family vehicle and we're gonna go on a vacation. Where are we gonna go?
Where are we gonna go?
Where
Mexico or
where
something.
you're hitting
Somewhere in
Mexico.
Mexico. Yep.
Are you going
Oh,
like
in the
Pacific
Gulf.
side? You want to go
In the
Gulf?
Gulf.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's mine.
All right.
That's right.
How about
Senior
you,
trip.
Ainsley?
Probably
See,
Florida.
Florida. That's I've not been to the Gulf side of Florida, but I really like Florida. That's one of my favorite places to go. I spend a lot of time there down there, not just with both with AAU, but not always with wrestling teams. Sometimes I go down there with Jason and we do meetings and stuff, but we don't spend much time at the meetings. So yeah, I would say Florida also. What's your favorite music genre?
Country.
Country.
Country. Both country girls. All right. So if we're gonna listen to music, do you listen to music before a match?
I
Mhm.
know.
What
But
what
it's not.
song? What song are you listening to before a match?
I don't really have specific songs, but my favorite songs on my playlist are like the Descendants songs. Those are good ones.
This is kind of weird compared to everyone else, but I actually listen to like calming songs because I don't know.
It's not weird. Actually, to tell you the truth, I've do you know who Emma Randall is by chance?
Mm-mm.
So Emma Randall, when I met her about 10 years ago, she was the development coach for USA Wrestling. So her job was to go out and find talent, and she did clinics and camps and things like that. And then she did Beat the Streets New York. So she was the head women's coach for Beat the Streets New York. So she had every day of the week she was in a different borough in New York, and now she's the head coach, head women's coach for the New York City uh, Regional Training Center. So she has coached Amit, she's coached Helen, she's coached all of them. We were just talking about the same subject, and she will listen to music that resets the vagus nerve. I don't even know what the heck that is, but I've started looking into it, and that's actually what calms you down and stuff like that. So yes, and actually I've talked to several coaches, older coaches that wrestle, and if they went back to wrestling instead of being like I was a heavy metal guy, I would always listen to something really crazy and get me really hyped up. They're like, no, no, I want to be really like calm, relaxed. I want to be more like that assassin going out, knowing what's going to happen and what I'm prepared to do. And you know what? So I think you're onto something way above your age there, is that calming music. So when we're talking about that, how about pre-match ritual? I'm sure if you're a good wrestler, you probably got a little bit of superstition in you, and you do kind of the same things over and over and over again. I mean, almost every wrestler I know has a pre-match ritual. What do you do pre-match?
So I'm very superstitial, like very.
Yeah,
Um, I wear the same shirt, the same spandex and the same bra, and the same shoes and the same headgear. And I like 2 or 5 matches before I'm up, I start to get up, and then I do a little stretching, and then I pace and bounce around, and then when I'm in the hole, I only wear a shirt, and then when I'm on deck, I don't wear, and I have my headphones on, and then when I'm on deck, I don't have my headphones on, and I like am just in my singlet.
gotcha. Gotcha. How about you, Ainsley? Have you developed your own little pre-match ritual yet?
Yeah, so I just pace for a little bit, and then once I'm on deck, I bounce around a little bit, and then in the hole, I mean. And then on deck, I take my headphones and stuff off and put my headgear on. That's what
When the headgear goes on, that's when you're ready to wrestle. Is that
Yep.
kind of the so
Yeah.
mine I had uh my head coach always made us shake his hand before we went out and wrestled. It was always just something. So that became if I didn't shake my coach's hand, I would like it was like this huge nerve thing would come over me and stuff. So my first year coach wrestling in college, we were a fairly small team and we only had one coach. We didn't have assistants or anything. It was a real small school. And I couldn't find my coach to shake his hand. And this is like before one of my very first matches. I didn't know what the hell. I flipped out. I had no clue what to do. So I got so used to that. So yeah, I think everybody has that pre-match ritual. Um, you brought it up. So on a 2-day tournament, do you have to go wash the clothes quick, then Gable, or you just go stinky? You
I'm
just
gonna
go
well,
stinky. You just go stinky, don't you?
depends.
Depends. Very nice. Um, so when you talked about sports bras, I've actually just posted a couple different ones because I'm so worried about girls and things popping out and stuff. What's your favorite?
My Nike, my Nike one, that's just like the traditional one. That's
Yep,
my
the
favorite
Nike
one.
Nike Pro stuff. I think that's what
Yeah.
most star girls wear too. Skylar Grote has been I can't think of what they're called. She's got a new one that looks pretty cool that she's been doing. So we'll go back to a little bit of wrestling here. It's second period. The coin is flipped. It landed on green, so you guys have choice. You do not get a defer. So what are we picking?
Down.
Taking down.
Depends. Probably neutral.
Probably neutral.
Mm.
Yep.
But this 3 point takedown thing, I just want to score, score, score.
Yeah. And so let's discuss that because that's changed a lot of things. That 3 point really is a difference maker. Do you take down to get the 1 point anymore? Because what's 1 point really? When you
Mhm.
get if you go feet to back, you're 7 points in already. That's crazy. I've looked up at the score going, "Oh my God, how did we get behind so far?" And I still say two. I got to stop doing that. So what has changed about your wrestling since with the new rules? Has anything really changed about it? Are you cutting people a little bit more and getting those threes or
Yeah. If I'm stuck on top and I just can't get anything done, and my girl's just sent out there to, you know, be on
not
bottom,
get
and
pinned?
yeah, I just cut her, and I'm just gonna take her down again, and hopefully tech her or tech pin her, because
Yeah.
I don't know, it feels good, and it's a confidence builder, and it's easy. It's easy now with the three
So
point
yeah, what's your go-to takedown?
blast double,
Last
probably.
double.
Yeah.
Are we staying off our knees better?
Yes, we are better. We're getting
Very good. That was something I know we talked about a lot before.
mhm.
How about you, Ainsley? What's your go-to takedown?
Last double.
Your blast double also?
Yeah.
Do you hit that? I'm trying to remember. Do you hit that opposite side or not?
That's CC. CC is a
That's
left
calm. She's a
left
lefty.
leg lead.
Okay. Yep. I was thinking I knew somebody did and stuff. So that messes people up big time.
Mhm.
And we've already discussed this. So folk style or freestyle? And
Freestyle.
both you said freestyle.
But I still, my heart still, I love folk style though. Don't
I
like, no shame to it.
Yeah, so I think I have a different philosophy on the whole folk style freestyle thing. I believe that that's what actually is our superpower when it comes to international competition. I think the idea of being in control really and the pace that Americans wrestle at is way different than Europeans wrestle. We're always moving and stuff. So I've kind of gotten to the point where I think that wrestling folk style, like Burroughs, Dake, all those guys, they're they're folk style people, but yet their freestyle is amazing. So I think I think by having both it actually makes us stronger,
I
my personal
agree.
opinion. That's kind of my opinion. So how about since you're both freestyle, what's your favorite turn? What do you use? What's your go-to freestyle?
Gotta get a leg lace.
Your lace?
Hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Are you lacing up? Are you kind of a high leg lace on the thigh, or are you more down like low,
I like to be down
Low.
low.
down low?
I also like a
I,
good Turk too.
yep, yeah. Well, that's something you can't go wrong with either way, folk or freestyle.
Mhm.
Um, I did this last year. Well, this couple month or so ago. Well, you guys all know Nadine, right? You've met
Mhm.
Nadine many times. Nadine did an officials clinic at our youth tournament. Um, is there? Have you ever thought about officiating?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my tests actually. I'm already logged in and everything. I just gotta
Nice.
pass my test here.
So
But
you're on
yeah, I really
Dragonfly.
want. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice. And you've
Mhm.
taken have you taken all the course stuff or the
Yeah.
videos? How were
Yes.
the videos?
They were fine. They were fine.
They were
They
fine.
kind of dragged on, but they were good. Yeah.
I like to talk to officials and I think the more you learn from officials, the more it helps your wrestling, it helps your coaching too, because then you know what they're looking for and stuff like that. So you are looking to be an official and that's awesome. How about you, Ainsley? Have you thought about being an official at all?
Um, Not really.
Man, I quite honestly, I can't do it. I hate even officiating like wrestle offs. I hate doing it. But, I like knowing the rules. That's important and stuff. And I think and that's the one thing I talked about with Nadine and a couple other female officials. I think girls really take it doesn't matter what it is, if it's wrestling, any sport, any game, they really take to the rules and learn the rules better than the guys. Guys think they know what they're talking about, but like the female officials, I bet they can almost preach to you like it's a Bible. They will know their rule book. And I know Nadine will tell you that. Make sure you know your rules, especially as a female official, because you're going to get pushed and stuff. So if you can come back with that rule, and cite it to them, you win. You don't have to worry about that. So, how about coaching? You'd said earlier that you
I
really would
really,
like to
really,
coach.
really would like to coach. I want to come back and coach my sisters because I don't want to be on a different team without them. I'd love to come back and coach them. I
Ainsley,
really want to.
what do you think about coaching? You think that's something maybe in your future or not?
Yeah, when I'm older.
When you're older, yeah.
She's
Well,
impatient.
there's nothing wrong with that. I think coaching might be the greatest end of this whole sport. I think you'll really enjoy it. So, would that sway your maybe your education choices a little bit or not?
Good. Exactly. I want to come back and coach them, but
There you go.
it just kind of depends how that
Yeah.
works out. But
Do you
that's
know
definitely
Abby? Do you know Abby McIntyre at all? Wrestles at
yeah.
Grandview.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I've known Abby since she's been a little like Colin's age. I've known Abby
Mhm.
that long, and she was going to be a nurse, and then as about I think her between her freshman and sophomore year, she realized that coaching's where she's going to end up anyway. So I think she switched to elementary ed or something like that. Um, who else has switched? Oh, Allie Jabrock switched her major. She was a science major and she switched to teaching to coach. I think a lot of people, I think once it gets in your blood, you're just gonna be a coach and
Mhm.
stuff. So, no, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys are thinking about kind of the giving back part of this sport. Um, I've got through all my questions, but I always like to leave a little bit of time because I know that you guys have profound statements that you want to get out there into the world and let everybody know a little bit. So go ahead and both of you take the opportunity to say something about it. Doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't have to be profound. It can just be whatever. I could care less, but just go ahead and give me some final thoughts for the day.
Okay, I'd like to talk about the Osage team, and I think that we are getting a little bit. I don't know. I don't think we're getting recognized for how hard we've worked and how far we've come this season. I know like the outside world doesn't get to see in the wrestling room, but I think that
Hmm.
it's showing out on the mat when we compete, even how hard we've worked and our compassion to each other and like my dad always gets compliments. I always get compliments on our team. We're always mat side cheering on our whole team. All of our teammates are just right there to support each other. And I don't know if there's another town that has what we have. Everybody has something, but I think what we have is really special.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, no, that's good.
Um, this year and a little bit last year, my dad started doing a thing where not coaches talking at the end, but wrestlers, and I think that's really helped everyone on our team, like because they're more a little bit like relatable, and I think it's just helped to our success and helping us where we are, and like
It's called On Deck.
yeah,
Yeah.
and hearing what everyone has to say is just so cool and like cool to see from other people's perspective.
Yeah, no, that's really actually a very good idea because I mean, your dad and I, we've both been coaching a long time and we have a lot of stories, but you can relate probably better to, well, I bet the girls on your team, Gable, you've have a lot of experiences and they can relate to things that you've done better, more so than your dad saying something. They can see themselves in you. And that's why female coaches, female officials, why that's so important to the next step in the sport is letting us old guys step back and get out of there. Because I maybe Ainsley would like to have a beard and bald head later in life, but not very many girls do and stuff. So, I think it's super important that you guys are excited to give back. And I think I would use everything you said about the Osage team. I would use that and then show the world in first week of February. That'll be that's better than any ranking on iWrestle or anywhere. Is just show the world then and stuff. And I've like I said, I've always been impressed by the Osage program. Like I said, I kind of model a little bit of our stuff off of that. So yeah, no, I'm super excited to see you guys in a couple weeks and down in Coraville again. So it'll be neat because I might actually get to sit down and watch matches this year because of the split in classes, and
Yeah,
I'll be we're a 2A school because of the co-op I have and stuff. So I actually get to sit and watch some of your matches. So that'll be really fun. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button. Stay on for just a second, and I will talk to you.